Hey guys, Snow Eyes Inflatables. What I have today is the 2021 Coffin Break Vampire. Now, I had to take the YF80 out of this for another inflatable. I actually had it on the 8-foot tall snowman with tree from 2005 before I painted him. Now that I've painted him, he inflates hard as a rock, so he doesn't need any extra fans whatsoever. So today we're gonna be putting this fan back in the Coffin Break Vampire, and if you guys have never seen this before, then today's your lucky day. So let's get started. So first you're gonna need a T10 star bit screwdriver. Now, assuming that you've already taken the fan off, then you'll probably already have one of these, because that's the only way you could have gotten it off in the first place. There are 6 screws, and they take the T10 star bit. See if I can get it to focus here. It's not gonna focus. But anyway, you get the you get the point. And there we go. Okay, so you're gonna need a T10 star bit, and you can get those in screwdrivers or you can get them in special tools like this. And then you will also need T15 star bit also. So let's get into it. And my phone is doing something weird. Taking the fan off, you're gonna want to take this retaining ring off first, and the ring is gonna come off from around here. You can see where it goes, and then the fabric is gonna pull away, but there are still wires that are gonna be hooked up in here. So how you get to those, sorry, it's a little dusty, I'm sitting around. You need a T15 star bit, and this will take off the fan part, the fan housing. So let's just go ahead and screw that. This is much easier with a screwdriver, but I have this tool that has all the different sizes of star bits. Looks like we're missing one, but it doesn't affect it much as long as you have 2, and it's pretty good. Okay, now you're not going to be able to take the fan housing far from the base, because one of the wires that goes to the wiring conduit, or whatever it's called, is stuck here with this little thingy. But anyways, we should now be able to lift the base away from the fan. Okay, so now that you have the base disconnected from the fan housing, you will want to get your T10 screwdriver back, and what you will do with it is you will take it and take these 4 screws out. So I'll get back to you guys when I unscrew those. Okay, so now what's gonna happen is you're gonna see these 2 wire nuts right here. And what you're going to do is get a large pair of pliers, and you are going to look at these. You can see here that they're clamped. They're clamped. You can see they're squished down. So you're gonna wanna go to the opposite side where they're clamped and put your pliers on, and you're gonna squeeze it so you can see that opened up, and you can just be able to pull them off. As you can see, this is the inside of the wire nut. That's what I just unclamped. You don't want to mess these up, because if you do, you will have a bad day. Trust me. Same thing with the other one. Whoa, that one cracked. Now you can just pull it off. This guy was brittle, so I don't know if I'll replace it or what. But yeah. Okay, so now you're going to go get your fabric, which is, in this case, is the coffin break vampire. And you're going to want to connect all the right wires up. So these two wires here will connect to these two. And you've got to make sure that positive and negative are hooked up. Usually the wires have some kind of little markings on them that will tell you which are which. Like this, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it has some pretty small writing on it. So this should go to this wire here, because this wire has small writing on it. So just twist those together and do the same thing for the rest of the wires. So I'll see you guys when I get them hooked up. Okay, another thing to note is that you need to have these little black thingies pulled out. And then when you do have them pulled out, if you've taken off the fan properly, you need to put these back on. And the way these work is the wire goes down in here, and there's a big open area here that the wire goes down in. Get that. So your wire should already be pushed down in the shape. And what you do now is you get your other piece, which is right here. And this will push the wire down into that. So you just push those two pieces together, and then you push them both down into the holes here. And that's another thing. When you put this on there, make sure that all the wires go through their respective hole. You can also get a pair of pliers to smash these down to make it easier on you when you put it in the hole. Okay, so this is snapped in now. As you can see, you gotta make sure you put it in the right way too, which is where the kind of bulging out part up here is facing up, and this part is the thinner part on the bottom is facing down. On some inflatables, the wires will be marked like this one is with the black, so make sure to follow that too if yours has it. So I finally managed to get the box back together, and as you can see, I lost the little snap-in thingy for the LED light string, but I've got all the other ones on there good. So yeah, let's get this guy back on the base. And another thing that I messed up with was when you're going to go and put the fan back on, before you connect the wires, you've got to make sure that they come through this hole, or that they're up inside of here, because I didn't do that, and I was going back and assembling the fan, and the light string and all that, the wires for it were stuck in the zipper. So yeah, make sure that when you hook up the fan, that you've got the fan, or at least the base, you've got the fan up inside of here with the cord with the main cord running down through the hole into the base. Because if you don't do that, you're gonna have a bad day. So yeah, make sure that the main cord is running through this hole and down into here like it should be, so you don't get any stray wires coming out of the zipper or anything. So yeah, just make sure you do that, and I will get to you guys when I get their retaining ring on, which is this. And you will need the T10 star bit screwdriver for this. It has 6 screws. Alright guys, so I got the fan mostly back together, and I have the fan housing screwed back on. I've gotten the retaining ring on. Now one thing you want to make sure is that the screw goes down into the hole and no fabric gets caught in it, because sometimes what happens with these is that these will twist up the fabric when you try to screw them in, and it'll make a big mess. But anyways, like I said earlier, the scissors fell, I put this in the wrong way, where the plug was coming out of the zipper instead of the bottom of the base. So I've now fixed that, and I had to cut the plug, but I have I'm fixing that right now. So what you want to do when you fix one of these wires, if you've had to cut them, is you twist both of them together. Well, what you do is when you strip the wire with a pair of scissors or something, you cut the coating until you can see bare wire, and then you pull the top of the coating off. And then what you do after that is you twist the wire, you twist the two separate wires around to make them nice and strong, and then you twist them together. And then you make sure that the wire is nice and straight like this. And then you just roll the tape around like that. And you roll it around a couple times until it's nice and tight. But yes, you want to make sure that it's coming out the bottom of the base when you put it in, because I very stupidly put it in when I still had the zipper open, so it would have came out the zipper instead of here. So make sure that when you put it back in the item, that you make sure that the wires that go to the box here are up inside of here when you put the fan back on, and that this is coming out the bottom. Yeah. Now you don't want to take this out because it took forever to get back in. So just don't take this out here. Leave this in when you take the box apart. So I will see you guys when this guy is fixed. Alright guys, so the installation was successful. If you have any questions, comment below. And yeah, so now we'll get on to the review.